We're almost there, boys. There she is. Look at her. She's back. She's just nice and crispy. Just nice and crispy. Look at this nice new shaft. It's just so nice. Just so nice. Just cryo treat me.
All right, so over the last month, my C5 has been on the lift. Basically, I took it apart because it had gotten to a point where the T56, even though it was built back in 2009. It wasn't centering anymore. The third to fourth synchro was grinding heavily, pretty much on watt hits. It would grind sometimes going into fifth. The transmission was tired. So I went in, I took everything apart, took it out, got it refreshed. I'm also going to be building the torque tube in this video. So basically I took the car apart, and in this video I'm kind of going to be showing you how I put everything together. It's not by any means like an instructional video. It's kind of like a build journal. So I just want to show like putting everything in. I'm going to be showing a little bit of detail on how to build the torque tube, which isn't really shown in a lot of places. And then I just threw the drivetrain in there and just kind of got it started, and I just wanted to show that and document that. So here it is, and enjoy it. All right, let's fucking do this.
Say, twin. Where them gloves at? Where the fuck 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 them gloves?
Oh, I forgot the fucking parts. That would probably help.
We got parts on parts on parts.
Are you fucking kidding me? Bro, I'm gonna be furious. Oh, okay. Texas drivetrain. Almost had a problem.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, boys and girls, so we have my new built T56 here, thanks to promotion. So today, just gonna be getting the diff connected. So we're gonna start off with this seal right here. Take the original seal off. I'm gonna put a new seal on. Nice and clean. Got the new seal. Beautiful.
Whoa. Sorry about that.
No, I don't want them to get messed up or anything. But also, get them the fuck out of the way. Holy. Oh yeah, we're just gonna slide her in. No problems with this thing, no shaft play, no nothing like that. We're still gonna change out the axle seals, just to be safe, And we're just gonna slide her in, bud. Probably gonna be some liquid spilling out. Wouldn't surprise me if there was. That's gonna stay in the video for sure. I hope this is a flattering angle. All right, we're in. We are in. Okay. Okay. Here we go, buddy. Yeah. That's how you fucking use your head, boys. We're gonna use these nuts to we're gonna use these nuts to get it in there nice and tight. And this last one goes on the bottom of the diff. So these bolts go on the top right here. So you've got these two bolts on the top. You've got two nuts, one on each side. And you've got the one nut on the driver's side. Next step, once you get the trans all together, you're gonna wanna tighten up these two, 1, 2. This little nut right here. You've got one on the other side, right there, and then the one underneath. And now we're gonna get to the axle seals. I've already taken one off to kind of show you what it looks like. So this is gonna be one axle seal. These are, I believe, the old style. So really what you're going to want to do is, so these are pressed in like this, right? You're just going to want to get your very thin screwdriver and start wedging it in here, going all around, separating the mating surfaces slowly. I've done that here on this side to kind of show you. See, it's very little, but just enough to get it all around, and then just eventually make your way all around. And you can almost start to pull it, but I just like to pry it off slowly. And we've got new parts here. Now these are the new style. So GM started using these after about 2001, I believe, or 2002. This is the part number 19259-473. 19259-473. Let's get these in. So once you get the old seal out, you really want to clean out this little outer ridge, because that's going to be the mating surface for the seal. So I just cleaned it out, little brake cleaner, wipe it down, get the ridge out nice and clean, and then you're going to want to get your seal in position. And what I just did is I just took a soft blow hammer and just went around nice and slowly, tapping it in very slowly. Tap it in, just tap it in, just very slowly, just around. Take your time, you don't want to mess this up, and then you're good. Nice and sealed. Alright, so now we've got the axle seals on, we've got the transmission mounted or mated with the diff, we've got the Texas drivetrain bronze end links or billet end links. So these replace the standard end pieces, and it has no wiggle room, no play. Pretty much ready. So now what I'm doing is I'm rebuilding my torque tube with a Texas drivetrain rebuild kit and drive shaft shop poly couplers. Really easy to do. So what I have here is I have my torque tube taken out, took the big snap ring in the back out. I have it right here on the table. And basically what I've been doing is I've been heating up. So first what you want to do is you want to do the front first because it's easier. In order to remove the input shaft, you want to heat up these connection links with a little butane torch. Just makes it easier because these are packed, absolutely packed full of the blue Loctite from factory. And there's no way you can take them out without heating them up and melting them a little bit. So that's what you want to do. You want to take that out. Take these bolts out first, the ones that link to the actual drive shaft. Then you can flip this over and just take the other 3 bolts that connect the input shaft to the coupler. I'm going to take this slinger off, snap ring, and then bearing, and pull that out and throw that in here. I'll show you how to do that. And then you just put the coupler on there and basically go in reverse order. And then that should be it. Then I can mate that to the drivetrain and then put that up first, hold it up, and then we're going to put the cradle back and go from there. I already torched the ends out of these, melted the blue Loctite already, so now we're just going to loosen them up. That's really convenient. And that's it. Input shaft separates like that. And you have this bushing. Everybody talks about this bushing on the end of the torque tube. I don't know if you can see this. On the end of the torque tube right here. Make sure that sits nice and flush and no issues. I marked one of the pieces, so this red part, or this red line, matches up with a red line that I have right here, so I know that it's always going to go back in the same order, and you want that because these are balanced from the factory. You wouldn't want to have to redo this. It's very annoying. So you just mark it, and that way you know which side goes to which. So now you just pop these bolts out, undo the couplers, and then we're going to press this out, take the slinger out and press this out and get a new one on there.
It's really cool disassembling this car. Like, I've been working on this car, you know, forever, for 24 years now. It's really cool to just do everything on it and know that you can do everything on it. Like, there's a time where I thought that this car would be bone stock, wouldn't have anything done to it. Now it's got an LS3 swap, taking out the diff, taking out the trans, built those. It's just, I don't know, it's just wild to see. It's like sometimes you don't expect that. You want to just heat up the part where basically like the bolt goes into the input shaft. You just want to heat that up. Heat it up a little bit. You'll see the coupler start to dry out and possibly catch on fire because it's rubber. So that's what it's going to do. Heat it up. Yeah, see? Repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. 6 times. I'm gonna keep the bolts in the same orientation, even with the new coupler, just to kind of stay as balanced as possible. That way, like, literally nothing will ever shift, and nothing's ever changed except for the coupler. I don't know if it'll make a difference, but... And then you just keep it, heat it up a little bit, let it sit, and just wait. Don't be catching on fire. We don't have insurance for that. Love it when it's easy, but it's never easy with cars. Light me up, Daddy. It's catching the coupler on fire. Oops. All right, so now we've got the input shaft out. And now we're going to take this slinger off, take the snap ring off, take the bearing out, and put some new ones in there. All right, so first on the input shaft, you have to take out this little slinger. So I got a little pry bar. There you go. And the slinger comes off. Nice and easy. I mean, this one's beat up, and then the other one you just press on. And now, next step is you want to get, I don't know if you can see this snapping right here? This little snap ring holds this bearing in place. So you want to remove this one, and then we can press out the bearing. Maybe I should use the right ones for this. Hold on. We got it. We got it. I told you we got it. Johnny, we got it. We freaking got it. It's gonna be easier. Just get them in there. Yeah. Oh. There you go. All right, so now we have here our input shaft. I just pressed the new bearing on, put the snap ring in there, and then put the slinger right on top. Now we're gonna go to the back, which I've already separated. Again, you wanna take the hub out first, which is this part. You want to undo those bolts, that way you can free that up, and then it makes it easier to take out the coupler, replace the coupler, and then you put back the hub. Now, hub, super easy. You're gonna take out this big snap ring that holds the bearing and the hub together. You're going to take out this little snap ring. This little snap ring keeps this input shaft from, like input hub, from moving. So once you take those out, you can press that center part out. I literally just, right there, put it in the center, and then, boop. Hub comes out, you just press that bearing out, And then here you have the hub assembly. So you can see you have one snap ring, two snap ring, pull that bearing out, and then just replace it and go backwards. It's very simple. And then once we take this bearing out, you got a couple of seals in here that you want to replace. All right, boys, this is the spline hub. So now we're gonna press the bearing that goes at the top of this. I've already put in a new seal. You wanna kinda get that wet with some oil. Put the new seal in. Now let's press this little guy on there. Excuse me. That's in there.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. Going down. Go. There we go. We have a perfect seating of the bearing. Now we just put the snap ring in there. I'm good to go. It's got this little ridge right here. See that little ridge? That's where the replacement snap ring goes in, the big one. So you want to put the big one in to hold it in. Then you're gonna push this through, and then once this gets through onto the bearing, that's where you get this other one to lock it in. So let's do it. Nice. Yeah. See how it just sets in there? And that holds the bearing in. And now we push this through. But first, we're going to put the seal on here. So you've got another seal. And now I'm just gonna grab this little guy, dunk her in some oil. Just get it wet, just get it a little lubed up. And you just start placing her in there. It's that little groove that you want to fit it in, slowly but surely. And hopefully, I'll never have to do this to this car again. See, it just creates a nice little seal. See what I mean? All right. So essentially, you're going to press these two until this outer ridge right here, this top one, comes out on top of this bearing, because this bearing's already got the ridge that's being held on with. It's got the snap ring, and then this is gonna kind of lock in there. So just get in through there. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. All right, so see how it's pushed through, and you can see this ridge right here, ready for the snap ring. So that's pushed through enough, and now, ooh, that's nice. Just grab the last snap ring right here. We're gonna split it, so we use the splitting ones. Okay. There you go. You heard it? Heard that snap? Now it's in there, nice and neat, not going anywhere. All right, so here we have the completed shaft. We have the input shaft with the new bearing, the snap ring, and the slinger. We've gone again and heat treated the bolts. Got them in there nice and smooth. We have the drive shaft shop polyurethane couplers. We're gonna go down to the stabilizer. It's in pretty good shape, no problems. And then we have the rear coupler, again, DSS poly. Both bushings in there with their respective snap rings are back in. I probably skipped a lot of steps, but we just had a long night. I spent pretty much the whole night putting the drivetrain in. So I'm just gonna take you around the car and kind of show you what I did, what got, installed and connected and what the next steps are. All right, so I want to take you guys through kind of what I did. Basically got the diff, the trans, and the torque tube all together, put it on the table and jacked it up, and then held it there with a jack pole right in the middle, and then basically levitated the cradle upwards. Everything's connected. We've got the 4 cradle bolts in. We've got the suspension arms and the coilovers. I ran the e-brake and the ABS harness. Everything's done. Everything's like connected and ready. Had to remove the brake lines just so I could route them correctly. Everything is in there. Did not forget those 2 brake lines. That's everything right there. If you don't have those, you're not stopping, bud. I think all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the torque tube tunnel plate on and the X pipe on, just to have some exhaust kind of directed to the rear so that when I turn it on, I can actually maybe hear like up by the slave and kind of get a better idea if there's any weird sounds coming from it. Right now, I'm just going to, I did the clutch line last night. I'm going to take my time and run the speed bleeder through the engine bay, nice and neat, so I can get it up there. So we got the clutch line. Oh, you won't really be able to see it. I guess that's kind of the point. Here, let me show you. Clutch line. All right, so I got the torque tube tunnel plate in there. It's like 40,000 of those little 8mm. Kind of annoying, but I get it. Then I raised the X pipe up with 2 exhaust posts. And now we're just gonna get them in. Works smarter, not harder. I need the freaking, found it. What's in there, bud? Found a little twisty, but we'll fixy. It's a good thing I'm not a comedian. I'm not a mechanic either. Let's not get it twisted. You know, some of us think we are. But we're just hobby mechanics. These shops charge up the ass. All right, tightened it up to the point where I want. And that is it, boys and girls. We are done with the X-pipe, yeah? Now it is time to bleed and we make the vroom vroom noise, yeah? That is so satisfying to me. I don't even know why. I mean, I do, but like, look at that. Yeah. Like, you definitely learn a lot when you do projects like this. But damn, man, it really takes a lot out of you. I know, I'm doing it on a lift. Boo-hoo. It's a big project. You're taking the whole driveline out of and not just any car, a freaking a transaxle. So for those of you that, probably don't remember or don't know, a transaxle is when there's a trans in the rear of the vehicle connected to the diff, such as this. So you have the diff, the trans, this is the torque tube that sends the power from the motor, and then you got a motor. I mean, it's great because it gives you 50-50 weight distribution, but it's kind of annoying when you want to work on it. When I say kinda, I mean really. I'm just scared that somebody's going to take their eye out with this thing. Now we just bleed the clutch and the brakes and fill the tranny and the diff with fluid. After I run the AFR, she'll be good to go. Let's turn her on. All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for, I bled the clutch, I did the brakes, bled all the corners, filled up the transmission and the differential with fluid, made sure that the way you fill it up is like you fill it up, and then once you see it start to spill out, that's when you know it's full. Everything's pretty much buttoned down. I think it's time. The time that we've all been waiting for. So essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to turn it on. And we're going to listen to see if there's any noise or vibration or anything that just sounds off regarding the input shaft and the torque tube, because I mean, if anything's wrong, it means we have to disassemble it again and open it up, and nobody wants to do that. So anyways, here we go. Very nervous. I think it's okay. Let's try it again. Obviously it's open header. Shit sounds ridiculous.